today's class, we're going to use some tennis balls. What I did with my tennis balls is I actually just put them in a little bag together. I'd recommend putting them in a sock and then tying the sock at the end. Only because tennis balls on their own, they tend to roll away from you. But if you have two together in a sock or a bag, it'll stay easier for you. Okay. So one thing that we're going to go over today is myofascial release or myofascial release. It essentially means self-massage, and it helps you get out little knots of tension, especially in like the neck, the shoulder area, sometimes low back. You can even go anywhere like your calf, your quadricep. So we'll kind of work through that. So we're going to use our 2 tennis balls in a sock or a little bag. And you would also need a foam roller. So go ahead. All right, so we'll get to using these in a second. So the foam roller and then 2 tennis balls. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with some neck stretches. So per usual, I usually like to stretch out the sides of the neck. The way we do that is by bringing your hand over the head, pulling your ear into your shoulder. Once we do that, the opposite shoulder needs to come up and drop down. There you go. Take a deep breath. Good, and we'll switch sides. Same thing on the opposite side. So you're pulling your ear into your shoulder, hand over the head, pull it down. Your opposite shoulder needs to come up and drop down. There you go. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale, great job. Go ahead and roll out the neck. And opposite way around. Good. Now we're going to stretch out the shoulders. So one way you do that is by crossing the arm over, pulling it into the chest. Once you pull it, you want to look towards the shoulder that you're stretching. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and switch sides. Opposite side, same thing. Turning my head towards my shoulder. Taking a deep breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so that was our basic shoulder stretch. Now we're going to do the one where you scoop and pull it into the chest. Hold it here. Take a deep breath. Good. And switch sides. Good. Go ahead and cross those arms. Spin them out. Inhale. And exhale. Good. All right, now we're going to take it onto the floor, hands and knees. Okay. So first off, I want you guys to focus on your shoulders. So I want you guys to make sure that your elbows are nice and locked, that we're not bending the elbows at any time here. While we're here, you want to sink in your shoulders. So go ahead and sink in the shoulders, relax your head. Now what I want you to do is press away from the mat. Try to push yourself away and allow yourself to sink down. And push away. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Nice deep breath. 7. We'll do one more. 8. Good. All right. Now we're going to focus on cat-cow. So this position here is called cow. You press your spine up into the ceiling. That's cat. I also heard some people call it as camel. So it's up to you, whatever you want to call it. As long as you're moving. Go ahead and bring it down. Cow. Cat. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job. 8, 9. Last one. 10. Good. All right, now I want you to start loosening up your hips. I'm actually going to turn this way really quick so you can see what my hip looks like. So I'm going to go forward, bring my hip out to this is my left side. Bring it back, go forward again. Hip rolling out to the left side. You guys see it? All right. So give me 2 more on that same side. So I go forward, side, bring it back. Last one. This is 4, side, and back. Those are our hip circles. Now we're going to switch sides. So I'm going to my right side now. And 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, going to go into a child's pose. So your knees are bent. If you have low back issues in this position, just widen your knees out to the side to help you go down. Take down. Good. And bring yourself up. Now what we're going to do here is go into baby cobra pose. So the way that is you actually going to bring your hips down. And we're going to have our hands on the floor. Our elbows are going to be up. We're coming up off our chest. So we're not coming up too high. Take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. One more. Now take it into full cobra pose. So up here, allowing our hips to sink good. Keep your shoulders tucked in. You don't want to press your shoulders away. Keep them tucked. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Bend the knees. We're going to bring it up onto the knee here. So for this next position, we're going to go into our hip flexor stretch, but we're going to go over the correct way to go into your hip flexor stretch. We've done this before in previous videos. So what you want to do is actually bring one knee forward. So this is my right foot. I'm going to focus on my left hip, okay? But first, I want you guys to move your hips back. So stick out the butt behind you. Push it forward. Stick it back. I want you to tilt your hips. So focus on bringing them back and forward. Okay, once you get them forward, while you're there, I want you to squeeze your glute. I want you to tighten up your core. And we're going to lean forward. And even just in this small position or small movement that I've gone forward, I already feel my hip flexor. Okay, so again, it's tight, forward braced, lean forward. And you should feel your hip flexor right here in front, taking a deep breath. And exhale. Get a nice good stretch. If you want to stretch it more, that same hand is going to come up and over to the side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Good. Okay. Now we're going to switch sides. Same thing. So while we're here, again, tilt your hips back and forward, back, and forward. I want you to stay forward. Now squeeze your glute. We're going to tighten up our core, and then we're going to lean forward. So squeeze, core braced, lean forward. Should already start to feel your hip flexor on your opposite side. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good, one more. Opposite hand up. Reach to that side. Good. relax, bring it down. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to go into a downward facing dog position. So with that one, the most important part is making sure that you're elongating your spine. Okay. If you can't straighten out your legs, that's okay. Bring your legs up. So again, elongating the spine, forming a straight line from my hips all the way to my arms down here. Now, if I can, I'm going to try and push my heels into the ground. But again, that's not the most important part of this movement. Okay. If you need to, you can stay with your knees in a slight bend, but just focus on the upper body. Okay. If you have tight hamstrings, you can keep them in this knees bent position. I've also seen members do a weight shift, leg to leg, very slight, never bouncing, or a slight bend of the knees and extend. Whatever is more comfortable for you. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Good job. A nice hamstring stretch in. Okay, so the next one that I want you guys to go into is your scorpion pose. So we're going to do the elongated scorpion, so that way your leg is going to be up. If we're able to bend the knee back behind us. While we're here, you should also feel your hip flexor stretch, as well as your obliques. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, straighten out the leg and bring it back down. Opposite side, same thing, nice and smooth. Pick it up and drop back. Nice deep breaths. You should be feeling your hip flexor here, as well as your your hip flexor and your obliques. Deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And bring it down. Awesome job. Go ahead and take it down onto your back. We're going to loosen up the low lumbar, and then we're going to get ready to use our tennis balls and our foam roller today. Okay? So take it back. So when we start to do our core movement, I also like to move from the bottom up because it takes a lot more strength and endurance to move our core, especially through the lower body. And we'll tend to do the upper body core exercises towards the end because we will still have that energy to come up off the shoulder blades even towards the end of class. Okay? So we're going to loosen up the tailbone first by bringing your knees into your chest, moving them around in a nice circle. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Opposite way around. Good. And bring it down. Great job. Okay. Now next, what we're going to do here is actually straighten out the legs. Okay. And if you can, we're going to bring your legs up to the ceiling. We're going to start off by doing alternating leg lifts. Hands to your sides for support. Lift up one leg at a time. Okay. How are we doing? We all right? Drop down. Okay, so for this one, I want you guys to be mindful of where you feel the movement. Do you feel it in your hip flexors more than your lower abdominals, or more in your lower abdominals than the hip flexors? If you answered hip flexors, what we're not doing is we're not pushing the mid back into the floor. We're not pushing our belly button into the floor. So that's what you want to do to engage your lower abdominals. Okay? If you need help to know how to position your body, what I would do is put one hand towards the middle of the back, and I want you to press your spine into the floor. Okay? And you should start to feel that gap in the back here go down and flatten out. Okay? There won't be any room for your hand if you have your core pressed into the floor. Okay? All right, ready? And one leg at a time, and switch. 1 and 2, and good job. 3, and 4, and 5, and relax for me. If you want to make this just a teeny bit more challenging, all you would do is come up off of your shoulder blades while you're doing this movement. If this movement is bothering your low back, put your hands in a triangle underneath your tailbone. Ready? Inhale. And exhale, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bring it down. So we did 10 total of our heel taps, our alternating heel taps. Good? All right. Next up, we're going to do leg raises, both legs together. Go ahead and bring your feet together, and you're going to lift your feet up towards the ceiling and drop them back down. Okay? Once we get to 5, I want you to relax. Again, lower back problems, hands in the triangle underneath your tailbone. Ready? And go. 1, drop down. Great job. 2, drop down. 3, drop down. 4, drop down. Last one. 5, drop down. Okay? Now, if that movement wasn't challenging enough for you, what you can do is actually cross the legs. Okay? Now, what you're doing when you cross the legs is you're getting your hip adductors into the movement, and you should be able to feel the lower abdominal just that much more. Okay? Ready? Starting from 6. 6. 7. Good job. 8. 9. 10. Great job. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All right, next up, we're going to go into our double leg circles. Okay, so you're going to have your knees into your chest. I'm going to my right. I'm going to straighten out in the middle, go to my left. Big circles. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Only go as low as you feel comfortable. 5. Okay, go the opposite way around. Ready? 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Bring the feet down. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome job. Okay. Continuing to work through our core, through the lower abdominals and our legs, we're going to go into some flutter kicks. So you have about 2 or 3 options here. Okay. So first off, again, low back problems, tailbone. Bam. Okay. That's 1. And we're going to be here. That's the movement. 2, hands to the sides. Okay, or 3, it can be up off your shoulder blades. Maybe 4 options. If you have low back pain and it is really bothering you and laying down, you can also bring your forearms onto the floor to kind of neutralize the low back, but you're still working your lower abdominals, okay? Whichever feels more comfortable. Ready? We're going to go for 10. Go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Next up, instead of just flutter kick, we're going to do scissor kick. So what counts as 1 is going over and switching. That's 1. Okay. So we're going to try and go for 10 on each side. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't forget the other side and drop. Good job. Inhale. And exhale. All right. Now from here, we're going to go into your reverse crunches. So with the reverse crunch, my feet are going to be bent in a 90-degree angle the entire time. You don't see my feet fall towards my body. Okay? Also, your hips are going to come up off the floor. So I'm going to lift up and drop down and down. Okay? That all counts as 1. Ready? And go. 1. You're gonna make it harder, hands behind the head. 2, 3, good job, come on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Great job. Okay, now we're going to start bringing the obliques into it. Okay, so obliques, oh, the way you work on them is through crossing or doing anything where you're twisting. Okay, so we're going to do some bicycle crunches. So you're bring your opposite elbow to knee. You're going to twist your waist here as you do that, okay? The easiest way would be to have your knees bent across, legs crossed, and you're just going opposite here. If you want to engage the lower abdominals a little bit more, you would extend the legs out and then go here, okay? Make sure you come up off your shoulder blades as we do this movement. We're going to do 10 on each side. Ready? And go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and relax. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Okay. Now the next one that we're doing is called our jackknife. I've also heard it be referred to as a via. Whatever you want to call it, as long as you're doing the movement, I'm fine with that. So my arms are up, my legs are up, out. We're going to bring our hands, reaching for our feet. You want to try and come into a V-shaped position, straightening your back as you sit up. Take a deep breath. And exhale, lift up. Reach for those toes and take it down. Go 2, and down. 3, and down. 4, and 5, and down. Relax for me really quick. So sometimes I know there's that impulse when we come up, when you exhale, to kind of push out the stomach. What I want you guys to do as we exhale coming up is to squeeze the stomach, so tighten it. Use your abdominal, your transverse abdominal muscle. If you exhale, and while you exhale, you distend your stomach, you can still get some core muscles, but they're going to be a little distended, swollen looking. So you want to make sure that as you exhale, you compress your belly, okay? Deep breath for number 6, ready, keep it moving, and go. 6, 7, 8, 9, we got one more, last one, 10. Good. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale. Great job. Go ahead and bend those knees for me. The next one that we're doing is called your dead bug. So your arms are going to be straight up. One arm is going to go up at a time. Your knees are going to be bent in a nice 90-degree angle, extending one leg at a time, and switch. Ready? Go. 1, and 2, and good. 3, and good job. 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and we got one more on each side. Come on. 10, and relax. Deep breath in now, and exhale. Great job. Okay, next up are ab shimmies, and we've done these before, so you ready? Your knees are bent, feet flat on the floor. You want to bring your feet together, hands down to the sides. Okay, we're going to reach for our heel, one arm or one ankle at a time, up off your shoulder blades. Ready? And reach 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and relax. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, while we're here, cross those arms on your chest here. We're going to come up off our shoulder blades. We're going to go into a seated position for our sit-up. Okay, I want you guys to come up and then just stay there for a second. Okay, ready? Come on up. Okay, so if doing a sit-up was hard or coming up is difficult, what you can also do is start from this position, go as far back as you can, and then come back up. I usually go into where my core starts to shake on me and then come up from there. All right, so you have either option to start from the floor or from a seated position. Ready? Take it down. We already did 1. Let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. Keep going. 7, 8, 9. Got 1 more. 10. Good job. All right. Now from there, we're going to go into a crunch. So all I'm asking for my crunches is just making sure you come up off your shoulder blades. So a lot of the times I see my students bringing their hands behind their head, which is perfectly fine, as long as you're not trying to lift your body from your head. And by that, I mean your chin is all pointed forward, you're not coming up off the shoulder blades at all. Okay? What I want you to do is to try and keep your chin kind of retracted into your chest. It's okay, bust out that double chin, hands behind the head. You're going to come up off the shoulder blades as much as you can. Use your upper abdominal muscles. Really squeeze them tight. Remember, inhale, exhale, compress, and bring yourself up. Ready? Go 1, and 2, and 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down, and 10, down. Relax. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to do somewhat of the similar thing here with your legs extended up towards the ceiling. Legs up, hands up. Reach for your toes. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring your knees down. I want you guys to bring your hands together. We're going to go into our ab chop. Okay, slightly after this, we'll start using our tennis balls and foam roller. Don't run away yet. Take a deep breath. We're going to come up into a seated position and then rotate. I want you to bring your hands down to your right. Ready? Go. Bring it up, rotate, drop down. Switch sides. Ready? Up, rotate, drop down. We're going to do 10 total, 5 on each side. Up, rotate, drop down. Good. 3, up, rotate, drop down. 4, good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost there. 10. Great job. Relax arms, legs, take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Good. All right, so first things first, we'll start with the foam roller. We'll go from the biggest object to the smallest. And if you guys don't have a foam roller, you can use a tennis ball, a cross ball, anything like that. If that's the only thing that you have at home, that's perfectly okay. If you want to know where to get a foam roller, you can get them online, like Amazon, Target, Walmart. I know Ross and Marshalls have little ones too. They come in about this size or about half the size. Either way, it'll still work as long as it's as big as your trunk. Okay. So what you want to do is put the foam roller right behind the back. Okay. Make sure it's in place. You're gonna lean back. What I'm doing is slowly lifting my hips up. Okay. I'll roll here. Once you get comfortable with it, I'm actually gonna bring it behind my shoulder blades, and I'm rolling forward and back here. Okay. Now be careful if you have long hair because it gets caught underneath the foam roller and it's not fun. So what you also want to do when rolling out behind the shoulder blades is actually bring your elbows kind of together in the front. Okay. So what that does is help move your shoulder blade bone out of the way so that way the foam roller can roll out the muscle tissue. Okay. Bring your elbows in front. And depending on the density of the foam roller, this one's pretty soft, so I'm not feeling too much pain. The denser they are, like the harder they are, the more deep they get into your muscle tissue. And for some people, that can be very uncomfortable. So keep that in mind if you don't have one and you want to purchase one. That the thicker it is, the harder it gets into your muscle tissue, the more painful it can. Take a deep breath. Good. All right. What I usually like to do after I'm done loosening up my shoulder blades here is I'll lean on either my right or my left side and try to find an area that's a little tight, a little bit of a knot. And once you find that area, sounds counterintuitive, but what you're going to do is lay on it. Okay, find that painful spot, lay and hold it. So I'm going to lean to my right. And again, with this, you're in charge of how much pressure you put on it. If I lift my hips up, that's a little bit more pressure than if my hips are down. So just choose how much pressure you want and go from there. Okay, so once you find a tight spot, means right about here, take a deep breath. We're going to try and hold it for about 30 seconds, okay? The deeper you breathe, the better. When we're calm, we tend to take deep breaths. But right now, what your muscle is doing in reaction to the foam roller or tennis ball is actually tightening up and tensing. But once we relay to our body that, no, we're okay, we're safe, we're doing this on purpose, your muscles tend to ease up and allows you to work out that tension. And relax. Good. Keep rolling on that same side. If you can find another area of tension, even better. If not, just stay on that same one. Good. All right, we're going to find another area of tension on that same side. We're going to hold it for 30 seconds. Ready? And hold. 30 seconds. Now, notice I'm bringing my arm over my body because I'm leaning on my right side. I want to get my shoulder blade as much out of the way as I can. Deep breath here. Almost there, 10 seconds left. If you need to relax now, you can. We got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. All right. Now I'm going to continue on my right side. So earlier I was more on my back. Right now I'm going to be underneath my, just below my armpit. I'm on my side. Good. And what I'm going to do is roll here. If you tend to have a lot of neck tension, sometimes it's because of the buildup along our sides here, where your lats connect to your trapezius and it connects to your deltoids and then it just pulls down on your neck. Good. This is more so if you have like back corner neck tension. This can really help release it. Good. Find a good spot. We're going to rest for 30 seconds. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to get deeper into these tissues with the tennis ball in a moment, but I wanted to start you guys off with something bigger. Good. Okay, now while in the same position, I want you guys to start rolling back and forward. Still rolling out that side here underneath the below the armpit area here. So take a deep breath and exhale. Try and find another point of tension. Once you find it again, lay on it. Deep breath. As you relax, your muscles relax. Again, allowing you to work out that little bit of tension. And later, when we do the other side, you may notice that one side was tighter than the other. Perfectly normal. Some people are left-handed, their left side is dominant, it's a little tighter than the opposite side. Same thing goes for right-handed folks. And if you're ambidextrous, then maybe you're tight on both sides, who knows? Go ahead and switch sides. So we're going to start from the beginning where I was on the left or on the side, but also more focused on my back. So I'm here. Okay. Elbows are up again. I'm rolling. Okay, but I'm also going to lean a little bit more on my opposite side down. Now I'm leaning on my left. Trying to find a point of tension here. Now that we're more familiar with it, it should be easier to find. All right, once you find one, remember to lean on it. We're going to hold it for 30 seconds. Ready? And go. 30 seconds. Inhale. Good job. Three, two, one, and roll again. Still rolling on that same side. Finding another point of tension. We're going to lean on that for 30 seconds. So hold it in place. Deep breath. If we're able to, bring the arm across the chest to open up the shoulder blades. Good job. 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So now we're going to get onto the side. It's the same thing that we did on the opposite side. Again, this is more for like the back corner of our neck. If you have tension behind there, this will really help release it, depending on what it's caused from. So we have these big low back muscles called your lats, and they do a lot of work, especially raising your hands above the head or pulling things down. And sometimes your low back muscles will get so tense that they pull everything down. And so behind your shoulder blades are your trapezius muscles, and those will also pull down on your deltoids. It's your neck and shoulder muscles. And when that happens is we tend to have a lot of tension then on the neck and shoulders, and that causes a little bit of tightness. Okay, so a good way to loosen it up is to get just below the armpit area, leaning onto your side. You're going to roll up and down here as much as you're comfortable with. If rolling on the floor is too much for you, too much pain or tightness, you can also do the same thing on the wall in a standing position, just kind of leaning on it. Okay? And again, you're in charge of how much pressure you want to put on it. So if I wanted to ease up on my pressure, all I would have to do is kind of press away with my arm. If I'm going to add pressure, lift up. Okay, it's up to you. Find a point of tension. Okay. Take a deep breath. We're going to hold it for 30 seconds. Great job. Good. All right, now while we're here in that same position, I want you guys to roll forward and backwards. So you might be able to get that same point of tension just from a different perspective. Good. Inhale, you might find another point of tension in a similar spot. Deep breath. Good. Find a different angle on that same point of tension. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale, we're going to hold it 30 seconds. Good. Just 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Go ahead and take it off the foam roller. Really quick, I want to introduce to you guys how to roll your quadriceps. A lot of times, some people tend to have like knee pain. Some of it can be attributed to our tight quadricep muscles because they get overused, especially in sitting up, sitting up and sitting down. So what we're going to do here is go onto hands and knees. And to safely get on a foam roller, what I usually do is I will have one hand on the floor, one hand on the foam roller, and then lean forward, okay? And then from here, you roll forward and back, okay? You shouldn't roll on the knee itself. You should roll about like 1 inch above the knee. You don't want to roll the kneecap itself. That's bone, not muscle tissue. So just go ahead and try it out here, rolling forward and back. Great job. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now, if you feel tightness on one leg more than the other, you can go ahead and start rolling that one. So what I'm doing is putting my left leg on top of my right ankle. Put a little bit more tension on the right side. Good. Deep breath here. Once you find a point of tension, you can hold it for 30 seconds. We'll only do this once on each side because I just wanted to introduce you to this movement today. We can go a little bit more in depth on another time. Good. We got 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And switch sides. So now I'm putting my right ankle on top of my left knee, or my left ankle here. Putting more weight on the left side, rolling that one out. Are you guys able to find any points of tension on that side? Good. Once you get it, find it and lean on it. Remember to breathe. 30 seconds, nice deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 3, 2, 1. Get it down. Okay. Now, last but not least, we'll go ahead and grab our tennis balls. Remember, you want to have your 2 tennis balls in either a sock or a bag. This one I just had a little bag that I had my resistance bands in. I just wrapped it around. Okay, now you're able to use different types of balls. I use the tennis ones because they're a little bit softer. If you only have baseballs, I wouldn't recommend. They're really hard. They don't have a little bit of give. The best kind are either tennis. It doesn't have to be regular tennis balls that people play with. It can be the ones that dogs play with, and it's a little bit more softer. You can also get lacrosse balls, okay, or even little bouncy balls that kids have. They come in various sizes too. Okay, whichever ones you want to use. The way I'm going to start this is I'm going to hold the tennis balls behind my shoulder. What I'm going to do is take it back. All right, and I'm starting on my right side. So what I'm going to do here is roll out behind my shoulder blade. Now again, just like we did with the foam roller, you want to make sure that your elbow is pushed forward. Yep, and you just roll it around on the ground, trying to get behind the right shoulder blade. Whatever you do when rolling out, especially with the tennis balls, is you don't want to roll on your spine. You don't want to roll on any type of bone. So again, move the elbow across the chest so that way your shoulder blade is out of the way. We're just rolling for muscle tissue. Okay, and then this one's fun. The little bears trying to scratch our back on the floor. Deep breath, inhale, and exhale. Just relieving any type of tension that we have behind our shoulder blades. Once you find a spot, what you're going to do is, just like we did with the foam roller, is lay on it. We're going to hold it for 30 seconds. And you're in charge of how much pressure you put on it. If I wanted to alleviate the pressure, all I would do is turn to my side to lift up and away. Good, hold it. Deep breath. Good. And roll it again. You can move it around. So now I'm moving it towards my neck here. Again, staying away from bones. Focusing on the muscle tissue. Good. Find a point of tension. And lean on it. Hold it. Good. Roll out that side one last time. And we're going to get ready to switch sides. Good. Just introducing you guys to this movement. Again, we can have a full class where we focus specifically on myofascial release. Now, same thing on the other side. So again, I'm starting behind my shoulder blade first, rolling out to see what spots I have the most tension on. Good. Once you find a point of tension, go ahead and stay there. Hold it for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Hold. Good. Got 10 seconds left. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll again. Try and find another point of tension. Again, you can stay in that same area. You can go higher up in the shoulder. It's really up to you. Once you find it, go ahead and lean on it. Again, 30 seconds here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Great job. Great job. Almost there. We're at 20 seconds. We got 10 left. Good. And roll it out. And relax. Go and move up off of the foam roller or the ball. So one thing to keep in mind, especially when rolling out, I know the myofascial release, it feels really nice, but you want to be mindful that you only roll each specific spot out for no longer than 5 minutes. The reason, because we can get bruises, especially if you're tender skinned. Maybe the amount of time before bruises set in are maybe like 3 minutes. So just be wary when you do it. The bruises won't cause any actual damage, it's just not comfortable. Okay. So again, the foam roller, because this one's a little bit softer, I can use it for a little bit longer time. Since these ones are a little bit more small, they focus on a specific point. You can get bruising with the tennis ball. So just be wary. If you got thick skin, then maybe you can go a little longer than 5 minutes, but for me, I wouldn't go longer than 5. Okay, so what we're going to do now is bring it to a close, and I just want to say thank you for joining me for this hour. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions or you would like to focus on a certain muscle group, feel free to leave a comment below, and we'll try and add it in the next video. Okay, so go ahead and bring your feet together. We're going into our butterfly stretch while we bring ourselves together. Bring your hands together for a close. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Remember superior health and positive energy. Believe it and achieve it. Doubt it and do without it. Namaste.